Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 20 Ultimate Team Road to Glory, episode number 118. And in today's episode, we are going to focus on two things. We've got to finish off our weekend league and get enough XP to complete the holiday season and choose our player pick. So if you do enjoy, hit me with a thumbs up. Let's keep going on this series, showing that support. Let's go for 2,500 likes today. I know you guys can do that. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Click the little notification bell so that you know when a new video goes live. So getting on into it, this is obviously what we're using in the weekend league. A few things sold that were from the Eredivisie that I had in my club. The club's not looking too amazing right now. I'm definitely not as prepared for team of the season that a lot of like grinding people are, people that grind out their Road to Glory accounts. I've watched certain streamers and YouTubers and stuff who have got many packs available with stacked clubs and stuff ready for everything that could possibly happen. That is not the case with me. We still have all of our money into our main squad, just because that's how I play the game. What we've got is 30 plus packs, which are all quite decent packs, stored up, ready for hopefully getting packing ourselves a team of the year. I don't know whether I'll open them for you for a video for like tomorrow, or maybe I'll wait until the entire team of the year is in packs. We'll know a lot more about that a little bit later on, because today is the day that team of the year is here. It is an iconic day today, because this is when Team of the Year drops. But as this video comes out, the Team of the Year won't actually be out at this point. But I'm guessing 6 PM tonight is when we'll see, like the previous years would be the attackers, right? So that would be pretty cool. And hopefully the first of a few cool SBCs as well. We've seen flashbacks and player moments in the little splash screens and stuff. So I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing what we could be getting this week. However, I don't have an awful lot to work with in terms of actual coins or players to spend in SBCs, so it would have to be a really good player to make me want to commit selling someone to free up the funds to get a player. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, basically we get a little rage quit in our weekend league. We were 7-1, and we get a little rage quit to go 8-1 at the very start of my Sunday. And then we nearly go 2-0 up in this one. This is the second game of the day, so we're currently sitting at 8-1. Messi is able to spin the defender, and I do a little bit of like stuttering with the LB button, which basically effectively makes my defender jump one way and the other, and then it leaves a gap for me to take a finesse shot, and that's how I get the 2-0 goal. And then Mbappe into Messi, again, just with the tight dribbling. That's why I think he's probably better than someone like CR7 this year, just because you probably can't change direction like as quickly as Messi does with someone like CR7, which is vitally important to earning yourself the space to take a shot without it getting AI blocked. So we end up getting a rage quit in the second game of the day. So, you know, from 7-1 to 9-1, pretty straightforward. I actually slept in on Sunday until gone 11 AM, which is like kind of uncommon for me. But I woke up with a sore throat, and knowing that I had to have weekend league games to play, I needed 7 wins, which is normally a bit more than what I leave for a Sunday. I wasn't happy. So to get a couple of early rage quits really did boost my mood and give me that motivation I needed to power on through, you know. Fortunately, the sore throat seems to have completely gone already, so that's great. It was just, I guess I sleep with a fan on, and maybe I slept with my mouth wide open or something, and we just got a little bit of a dry throat, but that seems to be alright now that I'm fully awake. But we go 2-0 up in our third game of the day. I don't know why I'm, you know, going deep diving into my sore throat issues, but you guys probably don't really care. But we go 3-0 up in our third game of the day, and as you can see, a little pause there means that we are going to get 3 rage quits out of 3 to start the day off. So absolutely buzzing about that, and that brings us up to our first 10 or 11 games played. That's our first 11 games played. 10-1. Nice. Then we come up against this, and I'm like, damn it. That strike force of Garrincha, the 92 version, and then Mbappe and Neymar. Obviously, we've got both of them as well, and we've got Messi, so we probably got a better front three than this guy. But still, it doesn't mean anything. If he can use his players and I can't, or vice versa, then we're going to find a winner. And I end up going 2-0 up in this game. That second goal was super dodgy, but maybe if it just went in first time without hitting the post like every shot does on FIFA, then I could have been 2-0 up and it would have looked more like deserved. So my opponent gets a couple of deflections and I sort of fail to clear the ball from this corner, and Insigne ends up getting a free space on goal to take his finesse shot, and that's going to fly into the back of the net. So from 2-0 up, I get scored upon, and then once again just some nice work between Garrincha and Mbappe, and that one was always going to fly into the back of the net. So my opponent made it 2-2. But as we go on into the second half, 6 or 7 minutes into that second half, Paulinho knocks it inside, gets very lucky. I thought Neymar might have been offside there, just when I was playing it in the moment. Obviously he wasn't, but yeah, we end up getting a little cheeky tap in, a little sweat across to Mbappe to get the goal, and then how lucky is that? Super fortunate for the ball to just bounce and bobble into the path of Paulinho, who gets yet another goal for the club, which he does quite often. But then we obviously catch him going a little bit more attacking to try and get back into this match, leaving his defence a little bit thin, hitting him on the counter-attack, and we were able to get through there and score a 5th goal with Messi. So this game's in the bag. It was then just a case of a little bit of showboating here and there, improve that scoreline, make myself feel better about the next few games, and we score a little rainbow flick volley there. I guess my opponent wasn't expecting that, and he should have expected it a second time. I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, we've gone from when we were 2-0 up and got equalised on at 2-2, I thought, oh god, this game is going to be the one that I lose, to absolutely annihilating my opponent here. Mbappe knocks it out wide to super sub Ryan Kent, who actually hits it green. I don't know why I green timed that. I've sort of tried to stop time in my shots because I seem to mess up more than I benefit from it. But yeah, I would 8-2 be my opponent right there. Another 10 goal thriller, another 8-2 victory for me. That's the second time this weekend league. That doesn't happen very often, and that tells me that I was playing some pretty good FIFA. We had a little blip in the middle in yesterday's episode where I don't think any of the games I played yesterday were particularly great, but we're up to 11-1 now, which is unheard of for me. And then I had enough XP. I actually tipped over the 45,000 XP. I tipped over level 20, which means I get to choose my reward. And I am going to go for Michy Batshuayi. That's who I'm going to go for. I thought about maybe going for Batshuayi, but I think the whole time I've pretty much been kind of settled on going for Perisic, just because like I've already got some half decent Premier League strikers, which I don't think Batshuayi looks that amazing, but Perisic on the other hand, I think with his stats and knowing how good he normally is on FIFA, I think this is a great card and a really nice season reward, actually. An 87 overall season reward for a shorter season. I hope that this Friday, when we get into the new season again, I hope that those players we're talking like 89 rated players now for a level 30 full-length season. I hope we get some good rewards for that, that make it worthwhile doing those weekly objectives every single week to unlock your players. So yeah, I've gone ahead and chosen Perisic as my reward. Let me know in the comment section below who you chose, if you've managed to get up to the 20 levels. I know that it has been possible for like a week or so now, so plenty of people have already unlocked their players. I want to know if you got Perisic or Batshuayi. I'm assuming that probably most of you would go Perisic, but that might just be my assumption because I think he looks like the better card. Let me know down below, or if you are close to getting it, have I swayed your decision to maybe go Perisic? Are you still going to go Batshuayi? I'd like to know. So in this game right here, I came up against someone whose team didn't look that amazing, like just in the menu, but he turned out to be a really good player, and I checked out his profile afterwards. He was an Elite 1 player that has finished like top 100, top 200. I've seen he was, on FootWiz and stuff when I typed his name in. So I lost against a very good player here, who at the time, I messaged him afterwards, was also 11-1. So that's basically perfect matchmaking, It's unfortunate for me because I'm someone which doesn't really play past gold through. I normally take quite a lot of losses to match someone who normally gets 27 wins. Hey, that is what it is. But we were both 11-1 at the time, so essentially perfect matchmaking in that one. And one thing you'll notice about me this weekend is that I haven't moaned about my connection at all. I've genuinely had a perfect weekend for connection. I played Friday afternoon, and then I played Saturday when did I play on Saturday? Saturday afternoon like late morning into early afternoon for a couple of hours. I didn't play peak time Saturday night, which is where I saw a lot of people complaining on Twitter and on Twitch and stuff. People I was watching, I saw a lot of people complaining there. But yeah, and then Sunday, like midday to 3 p.m., it seemed like it was working really well for me. Anyway, we are 2-1 down in this game, and I go 10 depth, all constant pressure, all out attack. Basically, just throw everyone forward to try and get the goal. And we finally get it in the 85th minute. We get that equaliser. And I decided, you know what? I was bored. I didn't like playing this guy. I don't want to go to extra time. I'm either going to score or I'm going to concede on the counter attack. So when we get a corner here and Ferland Mendy rises to score his first goal for the club. That's right. He finally has a goal to his name. Footmas Ferland Mendy, you beast. I love him. And essentially, that won me the game. I kept the all-out attack thing going. I nearly conceded right at the end there. But I messaged my opponent GG's. We had some good little chat afterwards. Figured out that we were both, at the time, I think, 12-2 or something. I just ended up getting my what do I get here? Is this the 12th or the 13th win? I can't quite remember. I think this is the 12th, right? It should be anyway. Once we skip past it, we'll figure it out. But again, pretty much identical matchmaking. So yeah, we now ended up being 12-2 against someone that was currently 12-2 or was 12-1 at the time or whatever. So yeah, that's, again, worked out pretty perfectly. We then come up against this guy. Again, I don't think that team looks super special at this stage. And we get through with Neymar really early on. We knock it through to Mbappe and end up getting that goal, 1-0 there. I nearly sort of messed it up. I don't think that ball was very good. And to keep Mbappe on his left foot, I don't know why I passed that there. It was just pretty poor, but we take the goal anyway. And then Atal, just a 1-2 between Paulinho, and it opened up the defence. I don't know how that happened. But I guess this guy wasn't having the greatest of days, because at 2-0 and 17 minutes on the clock, he decided to say, see you later, I'm going to rage quit. Now, that's brilliant for me. However, I mean, in terms of the game, I'd literally just had 2 shots. So I don't know. I felt kind of lucky, to be fair, that someone quits that late into my weekend league. So we are 13-2. Very good for me. Really, really good. Still got the chance to match my best weekend league this year, which is 14-2. And we go 1-0 up nice and early in this match. Mbappe doing really well with his dribbling and agility to turn that defender there. I think it was Piqué, who just obviously couldn't quite keep up with the agility and stuff. And we go 1-0 up really early on. But he runs straight down the other end and gets a goal with Moses Simon. And this is one SBC player that I'm gutted that I didn't do. Because every time I come up against him, he's always in the right spot to score goals. Whether it's a lucky rebound like that or he just always troubles me with his pace and agility. And once again, he gets through there, and look at that, it's a 5-star weak foot goal. The guy is insane, and that's like a 30-minute hat trick for Moses Simon. I run down the other end and get myself a consolation goal, get a goal back, and in the second half I went all out attack to try and get back into this one, and I hit the post. That would have been my equalising goal, and I hit the post, unfortunately. Even when I was fairly composed and stuff, I felt like that one should have been a goal. And what happens? Well, because we're on all-out attack, my opponent runs down, counters me, gets inside with Mbappe, and what a great little turn inside there. Just straight through my challenge, and he gets the goal, and that turns the game around completely. Or not turns the game around, it just ends the game effectively, because I then really had to throw everything forward. It left so many gaps, and at the end of this match I'd just been demolished 5-2. So that takes me to 13-3. So we can't match our best weekend league ever, even when I was 11-1 and I thought things were going to be as good as they could get this weekend. I felt like I've been playing some of the best football I've played. But a 0-0, 9 minutes on the clock. I've given away a penalty. Neymar steps up, and I stuck down the middle just in case, but my opponent just went to the right. I'm not going to lie, he spent the rest of the match just having loads of possession and stuff, and it really, really wound me up, and I lost 1-0 to one penalty. Brilliant. That was so boring, I'm not going to lie. And at this point, my head's gone, because I've now lost 2 games in a row. We just need one more win, but I keep matching up against these crazy teams and playing people that are solid at possession. So my ambition in this one was to try and do that to my opponent. You know, maybe that does get into people's heads. Try and keep possession well. But I get absolutely obliterated there by player of the month, Messi. That's 96 Messi. That is, I don't know if still available. I don't think it's still available as an SBC. But at 2-0, I decide, you know what, I've really lost it here. I've gone. And that was my 5th loss. How annoying is that? You know, I've gone from 11-1 or 13-2 to 13-5. Kind of gutting, really, but this is going to be the last match of the weekend league. We are going to come away with a victory in this one. And then just some nice movement and stuff from Messi. Mbappe gets kind of lucky to keep that one there. I whip it into the box, and that's unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. You can see that my player instantly goes into the that celebration because that's me pressing B to shoot from that animation. Yeah, like but it went in as an own goal anyway. And at 2-0, we get that goal with Mbappe. And that's what should have gone in one of those previous games where it ended up hitting the post. So it's just so situational, game by game. I give my classic penalty away, as I always do. I wiped him out in the box, and he steps up with David Villa, and I luckily get legs to it and end up saving that one. And the 71st minute is when he decided to go. I guess at that point I'd lost so many in a row, and so I was so like wound up that I was just trying to like hold possession well, pass the ball around. If I could spot that chance to open him up and take a couple of shots and try and get that goal, I would. But another Elite Six finish is upon us, and another weekend of 14-5. It's frustrating. I thought I was going to have a good weekend there, and it turns out that it just doesn't feel like a good weekend. If you asked me at the start of the week, would you take a 14-5? I'd be like, yes. But right now, it's just like, could have been so much better. Could have been more impressive anyway. But we get some more XP, which doesn't mean anything to me at this point. I no longer need to do any weekly objectives or anything until we get to Friday, until we get to a new season, what will be the 4th season of FUT 20, should I say. But yeah, Mendy coming up clutch and getting that winning goal in one game. I still absolutely love him. I think he's so good. We've had another solid weekend. In my defence is nice, to be fair. SEN, I've said it before. He was yesterday's title. He's a beast. I love him. Messi is obviously incredibly clutch. Paulinho with another solid weekend as well, getting some more goals for us and just being great in the centre of midfield. Atal playing brilliantly out wide. And then, of course, Mbappe scoring lots of goals for us this weekend. And Neymar doing the same thing as well. Obviously, his goal-to-game ratio does suffer now that he plays at left mid. But I still absolutely adore him. Think he's probably the best player on the game. And to the point where I probably should play him up front, but we don't because we've got Mbappe and Messi, you know. So I worked out that I could get about 2.5 million if I sold SEN, Messi, Mbappe and Neymar. That's not going to be enough, is it, to buy a Team of the Year player like Mbappe, or, you know, hopefully we'd get an Mbappe at striker. I can imagine he would be about 10 mil this year because of the way player prices are and stuff. So I think it would be absolutely reaching to say that we are going to be able to buy a Team of the Year player. But if we can pack one in loads of those packs that we've got, then that'd be amazing. We'd base the team around them or sell them for profit or whatever it may be. But yeah, I'm still unsure as to whether or not I'm going to just crumble straight away and open all of the packs that I've got when there's just a couple of Team of the Year players out there, or save them during the week and wait until they're all out in packs. Hopefully things are looking good for tonight. If Team of the Year is out whilst you're watching this, let me know if you're doing any packs or if you've managed to actually get one or buy one or whatever it is. I'm curious to know about, you know, those players that are going into your squads. Who's that one key player from Team of the Year that you're going to want in your team? If you would do me a huge favour at the end of this video and hit that thumbs up button, let's go for 2,500 likes like I mentioned earlier. That would be brilliant. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links are down below. Guys, make sure that you all have an absolutely wonderful day. I will catch you tomorrow, either with a massive pack opening because I kind of suck and I just really want to open my packs, or another random normal episode of The Road to Glory. Peace.